And here we are, Derek. We find ourselves back
We do.
in your dungeon.
Yep. Which is, you know what? Which is honestly okay.
I wanted to call it a dungeon because that would feel really creepy. What would you call this room?
Oh, God, it doesn't look like a dungeon.
No,
man.
it doesn't.
Honestly, my wife says it looks like a coffee shop lately.
Oh yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that. Yeah.
Not the vibe I'm going for, but kind of, because it's supposed to be like light, airy. Like, you should feel good in here.
Well, you got a lot of light woods, and you know bars are typically like a lot of like darker wood,
which I didn't want.
No, totally.
I wanted it to be light, airy, like. Yeah.
You know, certain bars can pull off the dark wood.
Yeah.
You got to be going for a full theme. But,
you do.
You know, it's, we digress because we're not, guess what? We're not interior designers.
We're not. No.
We have no aesthetic taste. At least my wife tells me I don't. So,
yeah. Hey, that means a lot though. That carries weight.
Sure. Yeah. What we do know is beer. And today we happen to have a great fucking guest. We are lucky to have him. Adam Rains is our guest tonight, and we're going to allow him to introduce himself. But before we do, Derek, let's let this thing roll.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, my name is Stu Hawk, and this is my podcast about all the weird, crazy, spooky things that scare me and my guests, and the one thing that helps us forget all about them. Ladies and gentlemen, beer freaks. But it's not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. We have Adam Rains here. Adam, welcome to the show, man.
What is going on? I'm very happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. You came wearing your Padres shirt, which is, you're just like a man after my own heart because I got my Padres ball cap on. So I am happy to have a fellow San Diegan here with me, a fellow San Diegan who likes beer, who likes the Padres. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming.
Dude, go Padres. Slam Diego is the only team, really. No one's here in Dodger Blue.
Damn right.
Yeah,
right.
I know you like going to Petco Park because they have some pretty good beer there.
Hell
Totally
yes.
like that,
Yes.
You know, they have like an AleSmith bar, Ballast Point bar, like almost every other brewery in San Diego is like represented.
Dude,
not every other one. There's a lot, but
I probably haven't been to a Padres game since, I think I went 4th of July 2018 or something like that. But I did recognize that, man, they had like a lot of craft beers represented from San Diego. And I was thinking, I mean, I haven't gone to a lot of other ballparks. That's got to be some of the best craft beer of any ballpark in America, though, right?
it has to be in, and I forget what it was, if it was eater.com or one of the online pieces. They had like all best craft beer ballparks in US, and like San Diego was like low on there.
What?
It's like I'm like, you guys don't even go. And that's kind of the problem sometimes with a lot of this cut and paste media. It's it's not a real deal.
Yeah.
You know, it hurts. It hurts when it's not really.
They don't know.
Dude, West Coast gets hosed a lot of the time when it comes to like professional sports, I would say. You know, like again, San Diego guy. I know the Chargers are now Los Angeles. I will forever call them the San Diego Chargers. I don't care. And I'm still a supporter. I know a lot of my friends stopped supporting, but like they don't get the media. The Padres don't get the media. They don't care about us because, you know, smaller market when you think about like those New York and Chicago markets. But you know what? Here's the thing. They don't get fucking 72 degrees year round. So go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so glad you said fuck, because I was going to monitor my F-bombs. Okay,
don't monitor
so
it anyway.
great.
We don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
silly.
you.
Silly.
Yep. So, Adam, again, man, can't thank you enough for coming out to the show. We're really happy that you're actually here in person, too, because it is just that much more fun to cheers and toast in person. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself for the folks at home who don't know a whole lot about you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I'm flattered that you guys wanted me on beer freaks. It's becoming an institution, you know?
Yes.
And by the way, you said you're not interior designers. You don't need to be. You have liquid art in a can.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Right there.
I love that.
You
Liquid
know?
art, man. I love that.
That's right. That's
You know?
right.
And even like that
Cool.
that lunchbox right there, the Pilsner Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Classic. Awesome. I used to slam that. My first bar backing job in San Diego on 5th and F, it was called Croce's. And it was, it was like turn of the century buildings, turn of last century. So old buildings. Yep. So like the walk-in cooler is in the back alleyway. So you had to like walk all the way around. It was like 2 different bars and whole thing. Anyway, going down the alley, long walk, and it's just me in the walk-in, and I'm like sweating because I'm like a hardworking bar back, as you should be. Yeah. Bar back should be sweating, but then all that beer is just gleaming, and Pilsner Urquell was my go-to.
Nice.
Because this was, I'm OLD, by the way. So this was kind of prior to having a lot of craft beer.
OLD, I love that. It took me a second. Yeah. I'm like, I got it.
As opposed to ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. But, you don't have to be there. But, I mean, Adam, dude, you have a history of, you have won awards as a mixologist. You have traveled to South America, making unique cocktails, learning, new flavors and things like that. And you've worked with Gordon Ramsay. You've worked with other famous chefs. And now you're here in Las Vegas at one of the most iconic bars, the world famous Golden Tiki. So, dude, I mean, like, tell us about your journey, man. You've been intercontinental, done some cool shit. We want to hear about that. And then we're going to get into some cool shit too.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I don't know. I've been super fortunate because I love, like we're saying, I love all things liquid. And I think ever since, even before college, working in the restaurant industry, I kind of knew that's what I wanted to do. But then after college, you always feel like you should get that quote unquote real job because your parents want you to. So
of course,
even though you graduated college, you still want to please your parents, of course. So, but anyway, I moved to Vegas from San Diego after a little bit of stint in insurance. And I just came to Vegas because I wanted to be a bartender again because I was in college. And there was a lot of trials and tribulations trying to get a good job because you have to know someone like any town, but Vegas even more so. So yeah, I was serving. I bartended out in Primm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit. Whoa.
Yeah.
How was Primm? You got to tell us about that.
Primm is its own entity. It was like one of the most unique bars. I kind of find myself in a lot of little unique niches, like we always had a lot of people traveling through, and it was a bar in the mall in the food court.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Called the Center Court Lounge. And it was fun. We did karaoke there at night for all the locals because there's some apartments and stuff out there. And we'd have celebrity impersonators hosting karaoke. And it would be in a closed mall. And I've had people go on the opposite side of the mall and enter through that way. And they're walking through a dark mall. And then all of a sudden they would see like Ozzy Osbourne in the middle of this dark mall lit up, doing karaoke. But
nice.
But it was a good learning experience. But I was also at I served in several places trying to get a good job. I was even the bathroom guy in Spearmint Rhino.
No, so you were giving spurts to the guys, like what cologne and all that stuff.
Yeah. There's all kind of spurts out there.
Oh, easy.
Man,
easy.
I love it. Woo! That's gotta be, dude. That's gotta be crazy.
Yeah, it was super interesting. It wasn't really good for my health, but because of all the smoke and all the crazy strippers, and I'm married, so that's not good for my health.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But I did get to see Mike Tyson smoke crack in the bathroom.
Oh,
so
whoa!
I don't know about you. That's been on my bucket list for a long time.
Dude, that's a big bucket list thing.
If it's not on your bucket list, I don't know how you're living, man. That's insane stuff. Dude,
damn.
The best I got is jogging next to Mike Tyson on a treadmill at LVAC, but that was as good as I got.
Jesus.
I didn't get to see him smoke crack. That's the next level.
Fuck, I don't have anything with Mike Tyson.
Well, Derek, are you even a true vegan?
Dude, I know. Anyway.
But Adam, at Golden Tiki, I stalked you on Instagram a little bit. You guys get some celebrities coming through Golden Tiki.
Yeah, dude.
You guys get some folks. Recently, you had some punk rock royalty.
Yeah, we had members of Bad Religion. We've had, a lot of the Shrunken Heads are different celebrities. And yeah, Brandon Powers, our owner, knows a lot of people. So he's always bringing people in. Like he's, have like other punk rock royalty. Jello Biafra will, from the Dead Kennedys will do a DJ set. And so, yeah, it's there's always something happening. It's definitely one of the most dynamic places I've worked, and I've worked a lot of places, but it's you never know what you're going to walk into there. And there's all kinds of things in play there. So
No way.
Yeah.
I feel like we're building up to the fear pretty well here,
dude,
man.
You know, we got to get the teaser now. I mean, that's so perfect. We can't even like bypass that segue.
And we
That
can
is
keep
so
talking
good.
about Golden Tiki, but I am thirsty, Derek. I got to tell you, man.
Let's do it.
So why don't we do this?
Yeah.
We're going to jump ahead, and we can jump back to the intro because I feel like we haven't given you the full credit that you deserve because you've won some awards. I want to talk about that.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
But before we get to that, Adam, what is your fear?
So, a man really doesn't want to expose his fears because my enemies are probably listening right now.
Yes.
But when you asked, I kind of said the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, I could say heights. I'm a little bit scared of heights, but
as Bob Barnes was heights.
Yeah.
My fear is I'm a little bit claustrophobic.
Okay.
I definitely, and I don't know where it started or how it started.
Okay.
Maybe in a past life I was buried alive under an avalanche, or who knows.
Yeah.
But it did serve me in high school because I wrestled in high school, and I'm definitely not athletic. I mean, I was more so in high school, obviously, than right now with this.
I feel you.
Beer loving right here that I'm rubbing. But yeah, I was claustrophobic. So in wrestling, if I would get in a position where I'm kind of pinned down, I'd freak out. So I did pretty well. Central League champ, Madison High.
Nice,
dude,
man.
yeah.
Nice.
You like probably took that extra energy, that they talk about like in movies and stuff, like, oh, she lifted a car off somebody, because you were like freaked out. You're like, get off of me.
It's like the mom strength. It's
Yeah.
the mom strength.
Yeah.
Your kid's pinned under a car, you can lift it up,
Yeah,
Like,
you had the mom strength.
Dude, I do
It
got
sounds
a mom
hot when you
strength.
say it that way, too. It's hot.
I am hermaphrodite as well. Thank you for. I didn't really want to tell everyone. I didn't want to come out, but this is kind of my moment right now.
Well, the
perfect.
beard offsets all that,
It does.
For those of you at home, you can't see Adam has a fantastic beard. Just a really, really great beard.
It's pretty dope.
Thank you. It's a fake.
Damn it. You ruined my,
Well, now we need a beer to combat that.
Yeah,
'cause
let's get a
Jesus.
beer.
We're gonna get the beer.
Derek, you picked a beer today.
I did. I'll get that beer. But here's a special message from our sponsors.
Let's talk about the fact that Pepto-Bismol made a song about all of the things that we hate. That's bold. Almost as bold as a beautiful, wonderful IPA pouring into a perfectly clean pint glass that we all just love and enjoy. Pepto-Bismol. They don't sponsor the show, but one day they will. Pepto-Bismol, sponsoring the show since 2023.
Thanks, Pepto. You really help out our show, and your commercials are filthy, but you know what? It really helps Derek and I out as we continue to grow and learn as humans and as a podcast.
Man, that commercial really did get me feel stimulated, and I'm kind of like enlivened now. I feel like a better person too. I felt
rejuvenated.
I learned something about myself and about the world. I think.
Thanks, Pepto.
Thanks, Pepto. Renewing friendships since 1942.
Yep. Well, now I'm excited to get into, probably my favorite part of this whole deal is getting into the beer with the fear. So, Adam, you told me you were a little claustrophobic. So I went to the store. I tried to find a good beer to match your fear. And this is what my kind of interpretation of it is. So I got this guy.
Ooh, it's the Crypt Bandit by
Crypt
Thorn
Bandit.
Brewing.
Thorn Brewing. But look at the back. It's a collaboration between Thorn Brewing, Beer Zombies, and Mason Aleworks.
Wow, little San Diego.
Crazy.
Great.
So the reason I picked it for your fear is because, Crypt Bandit, like right when I saw Crypt, I thought about like being dead. And I thought about like, okay, if I was claustrophobic, like my biggest fear would be like dying, like no one would be there. I'd be in like a crypt. I'd be dead. So that's why I interpreted
like the
your fear.
fingernails on the coffin, sort of thing.
Yep.
Oh,
So that's kind of why I did it. The Crypt Bandit.
And that's we just talked about my previous life where I was buried alive you know?
Oh, see, yeah.
So
oh my
maybe-
God, it is so
man.
perfect.
Dude, maybe you were one of those people in the coffin, like who scratched. You know how they used to put those bells above the coffin in the graveyard? You ever hear about that? Like
Oh,
you could
yeah,
ring the
dude.
bell.
Well, and the
Oh,
reason
yeah.
they did that
Right.
is because if they were alive, they could ring the
They
bell.
buried a lot of people
Right.
alive back then. What the fuck?
Insane.
What's wrong with these doctors, dude?
You're like-
you should be able to tell when someone's dead.
You're like, dude, I was just sleeping in.
like, give him some time, man.
That's
Like,
it's
no,
crazy to think, though.
He slept until 9 a.m. Clearly dead. Fuck this guy. He's out.
Everyone woke up at 8.
Yeah.
This guy's dead. But yeah, let's bust into this sucker,
Fucking
man.
awesome. We
So-
should get our own too.
Yeah, heck yeah. Come on. You're
Yeah,
not
I
sharing
like how
this
you guys
sucker.
do things.
So this is a double dry hopped hazy double India
hazy
Pale
double.
Ale. Holy cow, there's a lot to say.
Wait,
in that one deal.
wait, hang on a second.
That's what it says.
Based on the song Baby Got Back,
Yeah.
how do you not call this a juicy double instead of a
Dude,
hazy double?
I don't know, man.
You got
You know what?
call this a
That's-
juicy
yeah,
double, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's just a missed opportunity.
Well, maybe because since it's a triple collaboration, they had to have kind of 3 names.
Ah.
Double dry hopped.
Ooh, yeah.
One person picked. You know, and then
Yeah.
Beer Zombies said hazy double. And
Yeah.
then Mason said indie pale.
They
Yeah,
all
maybe.
had to.
I could see
they all
that.
had to throw their own 2 cents in there. All right, fair enough.
So this is what they say on the label. What happens in Las Vegas doesn't always stay there because Beer Zombies lurked all the way out to San Diego to collaborate on this aggressively double dry hopped hazy IPA with our mutual friends at Mason Aleworks. The Crypt Bandit triple collaboration seemed to be the most fitting way to celebrate Thorn beer arriving in Nevada.
Bam.
That's great.
Crazy.
That's great.
Wait,
I wonder
so-
how
so-
that works too. 3 breweries.
So
They all there.
Wait, where's
Like-
Thorn Brewery? Do you? I honestly I haven't even heard of these guys yet.
I haven't either. I didn't even know.
They're arriving in Nevada. When did they arrive in Nevada?
Doesn't say anything else on the can. But it does have a good flavor profile, but I want to wait till we try it to see
Absolutely.
kind of what we think.
We'll let it speak in the glass.
It says brewed and canned by Thorn Brewing Company, San Diego, California.
Where's it say that?
Am I-
Oh, right there.
Confused?
Check.
Thorn beer arriving in. Maybe it's just being finally distributed.
Or Thorn Brewing, Colorado,
Right.
San Diego.
Nevada.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that makes sense. Okay. Sorry, Thorn. You guys are San Diegans, I guess.
That's nice.
Oh
Oop,
yeah.
As I spilled a little. God, alcohol abuse. Sorry.
You guys are gonna drink out of the glass. I'll drink out of the can. I'll give you my can experience.
Do you want a
Nice.
You want a glass?
No. I got a glass. I'm just gonna go out of the can. I like-
Sometimes it feels good to
Yeah.
go out of the can.
yeah, I like
It
that.
does.
Direct out of the can.
You know?
man.
You feel more
Keep it
like
simple. Plus,
What's
I
it-
got like carrot juice still in this glass, and I don't want to mess with that.
don't spill over.
Easy,
Easy.
easy.
Just got it. What do you think, Adam? Because now you said you weren't a super big IPA guy, or you are.
I am. I mean, I think every style has its day in the sun,
Mhm.
and like my music choices, I'm kind of schizophrenic, so it depends on my palate, depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Yep.
I can't always drink double IPAs, but
Yeah.
sometimes I really want to.
Yeah.
And this one is it is pretty juicy.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
overly juicy, and like a lot of double IPAs, it's it has that weight on the palate.
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah.
a serum of happiness, I think. You know?
Yes. Is it like what is it with the imperial style or the double style that like does feel a lot heavier? I mean, you know this probably a lot more technically than Derek or I would. Is it like is there a maltiness or is it just like a hop, like a certain level of hops? Because this is an 8%, and you can feel the heaviness.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't drink this if it was 100 degrees outside.
No.
Would not feel good.
No.
Right.
So like,
right.
do you know like what's doing that to the palate?
It's I mean, I think the big part of it is just the alcohol. The alcohol has that weight for sure. And then I don't know, because I mean most double IPAs that I've had aren't like overly effervescent either. I think probably because, you know, the alcohol interacting with this, you know, with the CO2, it probably it's like taking a lot of the fuel away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's already done its thing. So it's instead of making the bubbles, the yeast made alcohol, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
It's
They
a gift from
they
God.
pooped out alcohol.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
A gift del Dios, if you will.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I like it though, man. And I'm not so
It's juicy, bro. That's why you like it,
Well,
man.
dude, yeah, that's the thing. Every episode, I'm like, I'm not an IPA guy. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't do that skunk. I can't do.
Yeah.
But you give me a hazy, or I guess whatever this is, like a juicy. Is it kind of the same as like a hazy? Like, what's
Hazy,
the difference here?
juicy New England. I think it's all
Okay.
It's thesaurus, right? Like we're basically just talking,
because it's not filtered.
Yeah.
So there you get the haze, and then
Because I can do this. Like, this is good.
Yeah.
Like, I would drink this in the pool. One can. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't have more than
it's,
that.
it's still pretty light, even though that has like a lot. In my opinion, it has a lot of weight on the palate, but it's still light and citrusy.
Yeah.
It's
good.
Yeah.
Wait. Hang on a second, Derek. You missed probably the best copy here on the bottom.
What I missed?
Flavor profile.
No, I said they did have one, but I wanted us to say what we thought first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was jumping ahead then.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll let you read it because I agree with what you guys are saying. I think it's very good.
Okay.
I think it's juicy. It's not as juicy as something like Phantom Bride.
Oh yeah.
I still think
You're a
is
big fan
one
of that
my
guy.
Belching Beaver. I don't even know if that's a hazy though, but it's got this unique sort of flavor.
Yeah.
That's just incredible. It really is.
So Adam, tell me what you kind of taste. Like if you were doing kind of like a let's say a sommelier kind of tasting or a Cicerone kind of tasting, right? Like tell me what you taste in this beer.
Other than like my coffee from earlier, my palate's a little bit messed up.
And the carrot.
Yeah, excuses. No, I get overall. I get definitely grapefruit, like grapefruit peel for sure,
Okay.
and then that malty, little bit of malty sweetness without, and that kind of plays along with for me with the citrus. Like that's kind of like those are kind of going back and forth,
Yeah.
and then it's a little bit floral too on the nose.
Yeah.
The more you kind of dig in, and I wonder as it warms up too, like well, what kind of flavors are going to show themselves to us?
Yeah. Very true.
You know what was interesting too? I don't know if you've ever tried this. We had a guest on the show who had let one of his Dogfish Head 120s age. Was it a 120?
It was a
or
120.
90?
Yep, 120.
It was a 120. He let one age for like 3 years, and he bought another one fresh, and he brought it to the show. We did like a blind taste test of it. It was incredible.
So different.
The difference of what that
So
flavor
different.
was. The one that was aged for 3 years was like fucking smooth.
So smooth.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, you could tell
insane.
right away. Right away. Like even by the color. Like you could just tell right away which one was what.
Yeah.
That's why you have to love beer. It's like a living thing.
Yeah.
It's a living, breathing thing, and
awesome.
it changes. Yeah, that's what I love. And I have Trader Joe's has like their holiday ale, and it's contract brewed for them by Unibrow from Canada.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. How
like
cool,
Fin de
man.
Monde. And I have like since 2012, so
Yeah.
it might even be bad by now too.
Yeah.
But I just haven't had a chance. I get a few of them every year, and so we could do maybe on a show if I still have them. We could do like a whole vertical
That'd be crazy.
vertical
Ooh.
tasting.
So you have
know?
one from every year from 2012.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
I should. I might have missed
dude.
a couple years.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
How are
dedication.
you-
That's awesome.
Yeah, how are you so patient? Like
Well-
people will bring stuff here and I'm like, it's not gonna last more than a week.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
gonna be gone.
Well, it helps because it's a bigger bottle, and if
Okay.
it's my wife doesn't drink beer very much, so and if it's just me, I know I'm invested in that bottle. Once it's
Gotcha.
open, I got to drink it. So that's, and it's like a 9%,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like, 20 ounce thing. And I can do it, but
You gotta
I'm drinking a lot at work already.
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to be having like a crazy night to like, all right, I'm gonna own this bottle tonight to crack it. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Oh, well, speaking of, I want to tell you my worst stinky story,
Oh,
if it's okay.
please.
Yeah, please.
So, but
God,
the-
yeah.
But it's beer related.
Okay.
It's beer related. So,
Okay.
We're all ears
all right.
or
all right.
microphones.
So my best stinky story is
Stinky story?
yeah, it's a stinky story.
Okay. Like a fart story or
No, but that is a movie I'm working on. It's like a
Script in development.
yeah. It's a script
Patent pending.
exactly. It's like Rodney Dangerfield Back to School.
Oh my god.
It's a part 2, but it's Bachelor farts.
Oh,
Dad jokes.
Nailed it.
I love it.
Pound it.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
No, it's a stinky story. I'll make it quick. So yeah, me and my wife, we met at Sand Dollar after work. My wife worked at MGM.
Okay.
Maybe she still works there. She hasn't gotten called back yet, but we met at Sand Dollar after work. And
Yeah.
so as you do, and loads of friends there and music and, after work, shots, beers. Next thing you know, it's before I worked at Tiki too. We go, Sand Dollar closes, go to Tiki, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, next thing you know, it's 7 a.m.
Oh shit.
And we do have kids. We had a babysitter that slept on the couch, and this was unplanned. So our babysitter fired us after this.
Oh shit. You got fired by your babysitter. That's a hell of a night. That is a hell of a night.
But so we get home, and I was like, okay. I was going to bed. I'm like, okay, awesome, cool. I'm asleep. And then I'm like, oh my God, little Ruby Rains. She was 4 at the time.
That's a killer name, by
Or
the
5.
way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ruby's
thank you.
dope.
Thank
dude.
you.
Ruby Rains,
My
dude.
God.
Oh yeah, it was Ruby Rains. It was her first
Awesome.
day in ballet.
Okay,
So I was
yeah.
like, and it was like 10 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m., I forget. But so then I was like, I gotta take her. So I woke up, set the alarm like a couple hours later.
Damn.
And then
3
I
hours
go
of
outside
sleep.
and I'm like, oh shit. Both of our cars are at Sand Dollar. We both left our cars because we were somewhat
Okay, yeah.
responsible.
That's responsible.
Yeah,
That's
smart.
responsibility.
Yeah,
You
see?
know? Kind of there. But so anyway, I look and I had a bike and I had one of those trailers behind it.
Okay.
But
I have that. Yeah.
it's pretty cool. But then ballet was like a couple miles away.
Oh shit.
So, and it was the middle of summer.
Oh,
So I'm like-
Jesus.
So I like douse myself in water. I bring ice water. I bring ice water for little Ruby. So she's not dying too. So then I just make it. And I'm like going. I had to stop a couple times like with the dry heaves.
Dude,
But I
that's a
made
way
it.
to sweat it out, though,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, it is.
It
It's a good
is.
hangover cure.
But then I
100%.
get there and I'm like, I made it. Oh my gosh. And Ruby Rains, she did her class and it was amazing. But then the whole time I'm like thinking, oh shit, how much do I stink? Like the booze
Oh,
just
sure.
seeping out.
it's all-
And of course I didn't brush or floss. Probably
Oh,
not. I was
shit.
too hammered, So that's my stinky story.
I would have never thought of that though. That's true.
Yeah.
Like because you do have that remnant coming off.
Oh, for sure.
And the parent,
Yeah.
and think of the other parents too. And I'm looking all beard all crazy and like hair down, like some homeless guy
yeah.
took this beautiful little blonde
Oh, yeah.
girl to ballet or
Oh,
whatever,
dude. Dude, I love the names, man. Ruby
Oh,
Range,
that's
Ryder
awesome.
Range.
R.
Shit. See, yeah, you got to think about how
George
it,
R.R. Martin.
fucking flows.
Yeah.
Ah, dude.
Which
Which,
I'm
by-
going to
by
be
the
talking
way-
about my kids, guys.
Yeah.
Which, by the
But I love
way, George R.R. Martin, I know you have named a drink, a famous drink, after a line in a George R.R. Martin book, right? And I can't
Yes.
think of it right now because I know it was something about faint is the ocean.
Oh yeah. Faint. Yeah. Well, there's a few of them.
Yeah.
It was like I think I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like fainter was the sound of the sea.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I've done another one called like because there's one in his book where it was something blah 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 was trundled up the gangplank.
Oh,
And I'm
okay,
like,
Yeah.
it just sounds rad, especially for like a tiki cocktail. you
yeah,
know?
heck yeah.
You know?
So are you a big literature, like pop culture guy? Like is that where you draw some inspiration when you come up with these things?
Yeah, definitely. Like I'll draw inspiration from things I hear, just things that come up in my weird brain as well. Like, I mean, I already have the Bachelor Farts trademark.
Yeah.
I know you guys already want that one.
Yeah, we got that, dude.
That one's
I
really
feel-
meaningful
that,
to me.
Dude,
so-
that needs to be a drink. The Bachelorette farts.
You need to come up. You need to come up with a name
My
based on
God.
that bike ride you just told us about,
Yeah,
like
seriously.
bike trailer sweat, like something. Like I don't know, man.
There's so many good
Yeah.
things. in
Bike trailer hangover sweat.
right. Yeah.
there. Oh God.
But yeah, you get inspiration from all over, but it's mainly centered around fart jokes, fart and dick jokes. 'Cause I work at
Fantastic.
Golden
Dude,
Tiki.
here's
You know,
the
go
thing.
blue, man. It doesn't matter.
Dude.
That's how it's done.
Fart
Everyone
jokes.
loves fart jokes.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, growing up, they're like, oh, don't talk about that. Like, here's the thing, man. For one, they're not paying rent down there. Okay, I'm gonna evict them. Like,
Jesus,
you
Derek.
gotta let them out,
Fantastic.
right? Like, and it's a natural body movement. Like, it's just
It's
comes
natural.
out.
It's natural. It's
a
enjoyable.
natural Oh, it's
Well, except
so
for
enjoyable.
the people around you, but
Yeah.
it's enjoyable for
You know what?
And it's unhealthy to hold them in.
You can't.
It's unhealthy to hold
Yeah,
them in.
blow an
That's-
O-ring.
Dude,
You don't want to do that.
You don't want that
That's
shit.
the thing.
Happened to my buddy.
I would love if you created a cocktail named after a flatulent.
Blue
That would
and
be
O-ring.
fantastic.
You should, it's got to be blue and O-ring, and it'll be an
It's
inside
gonna be
joke for the three of us. man.
Jesus.
Ooh, yeah. We'll,
Oh
we'll make
my
it a blue
God.
carousel. It'll be a blue drink.
Oh, I
a
love
blue
it.
in O-ring. And no one will
Yes.
know.
Oh man, I love
It's
it.
like
I
our
love
latest can cocktail,
Oh.
Wizard Sleeve. Do you know remember
Oh,
what that
shit.
reference is?
No, you need to tell us about
Dude.
this because on your Instagram, I saw that you posted this and I thought it was a beer for a minute. And then I kind of read your deal and I'm like, wait, this is a cocktail. Like, this is cool. You got to tell me about that.
Yeah, it was a cocktail. So we collaborated with my buddy Anthony De Maria from Campari, and he has a canner. And so our only stipulation is that we had to use some of Campari products. And under the Campari umbrella, there's Appleton,
Yeah.
there's Sky, there's Ray and Nephew, Monte Lobos Mezcal. So in this one, we did Ray and Nephew Appleton 8, Monte Lobos Mezcal for that little bit of smokiness, and then mango. And I think we have periwinkle frog's breath in there. I found some gnome dust.
I feel
that
like I'm in
I've
Harry
been
Potter.
sitting on the shelf. No, but it has all kinds of definitely tropical juices, a little bit of bitters, without going. There's a lot of ingredients in there, but yeah, it's refreshing and kind of complex, and it's a good tiki cocktail. But
Dude.
the Wizard Sleeve, it just kind of came. The name, that was one of the things where the inspiration came first. Have you ever seen Borat?
Oh, hell yeah.
So her vagine hang like sleeve of wizard.
Oh, my
And,
God, dude. That's where it came from. I didn't even know.
And I was like, yes, we're doing it because I work at the Golden Tiki and we're very phallic forward
gotta
and
do what you gotta do,
kind of
man.
X-rated. So
Yeah.
it worked in the theme. And then I was thinking, oh, it can be the picture on the front. It's like me with the long beard as like a evil wizard, and there's my long sleeve.
Oh, my God.
So
I love it,
it's a
dude.
thinker. So
It's
man, I'm going to
fantastic.
be incriminated on this because I'm
Wait,
just letting out my dirty.
No, that
sensibilities.
is cool.
Like, but seriously though, like, has anyone ever ordered the wizard sleeve and then like been like, "Hey, what's the name? Like, what's this name from?" And then they're just like blasted, like blown away. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a good question because how many people actually ask? Like, whoa, where'd the name come from? Because that's like the first thing I do. Like, why is it named this? But how many people really do that?
Well, we just dropped that one, like a single. We dropped it.
Yeah.
No,
Hell yeah.
we just finished it yesterday, or a couple
Okay.
of days ago. So,
Cool.
but one
You'll have
one-
to report back then.
I will absolutely. But well, speaking of names and bringing it back to beer, we
Yeah.
did a collaboration with Astronomy Aleworks.
Cool.
We had
Hell
Matt
yeah,
Brady on
dude,
the
Matt
show, by the
Brady.
way.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to have the new batch ready, but yeah, we did a collaboration with them and Mothership Coffee Roasters. We went and checked out
nice.
a whole bunch
Good
of
crew.
different,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
different coffees, and we ended up picking one from Guatemala. But anyway, we all collaborated and made a porter, coconut coffee porter, exclusively
Beautiful.
for Golden Tiki.
Cool.
And so it had to be, it was Mothership and it's astronomy, so it had to be space related, of
Yeah.
course. So
Yeah,
and
totally.
I'm the guy who got to name it, so it's
No way.
Moons of Uranus.
Oh,
You dick.
Oh, my God.
But
I love it.
I bet Matt loved that too.
Dude.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah,
He did. He
fantastic.
dug
That is
it.
badass.
And it's mainly all these things are just to make me laugh while I'm working. you know,
Yeah.
so-
Oh, for sure.
You have to, man. You got to have fun like that.
and you can imagine the jokes all night. Like
Yeah.
you pour the beer and you're like pouring Uranus, and you walk by the guests. How's Uranus?
How's your anus?
yes,
Yeah,
It's-
good.
the jokes never stop.
You've got to find ways to entertain yourself. If you don't, you're a little crazy. You know.
How long did it take you to think of the name, though? Like, did you, like, right away, you're like, Moons of Uranus? Or did it take you a minute?
That one took me maybe a couple hours, and then
Okay.
maybe like a little rumination there. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it took a second because I was like, because always whenever there's sometimes having those parameters help
Yeah.
because you're like,
sure.
oh, it's space related.
Yep.
Sometimes it closes you down,
It's
so it's kind of
basically-
somewhere in the middle. You know,
I imagine
Yeah.
your mind working sort of in a way where it's like these circles that overlap. Like, is it space related? Is it filthy? Does it have something to do with dicks, balls, vaginas, or butts? And right in that middle spot, that's
Yeah.
the winner, you know?
yeah, I mean,
that's
and-
what she said. The moon's
Okay. So anyway, Adam, we gotta talk about the fact that, man, you have won you have pulled in some shit. And one of the things, by the way, that I just want to say too, that I read, and we talked about this a little bit earlier before the show, is you, in one of your post award interviews, you said, dude, you know what? Like, and I'm paraphrasing right now,
Because I would say dude though.
We're San Diego guys.
Yeah,
we know how we talk here.
And that's my wife's impression of me always, is like a very Stone Spicoli.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
her impression of me is always like, oh yeah, like totally. And I drank some Amaro, and then like, oh, you have this artisanal vermouth, and that's like
Yes.
everything she says.
I love it.
And when you
Anyway,
go to Golden Tiki, this is what you will experience. I'm totally kidding. Like we talked about this too. You are clearly just having a good time on this show, but you're a fucking craftsman, and that's why I want to talk about these awards. When you go to Golden Tiki and you meet Adam and you have him pour you a cocktail or a beer, this guy is going to be a fucking expert. So even if he sounds a little bit like Steve-O, that's perfectly fine on this podcast. He is a fucking master craftsman, so don't even downplay it. But I just want to list a couple of awards that you've won. So you've walked away over the last several years with the Tony Abagani Award. You've won the Mad Craft Best Beer Cocktail Award. You've won the National, what is it? NRA?
The there's Nevada Restaurant Association, which is one, and the National Restaurant Association.
National Restaurant Association.
And then the National Rifle Association.
There's so many NRAs here that we're dealing with. You
Only the good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on
Yeah.
what you think.
NRA, National Restaurant Association, Star of the Bar, Gosling's Best of the West in Bermuda, and Diageo World Class. Man. Like, those are some names, man.
And those are
some names.
Like,
and
that's
I didn't even
crazy.
write them all down because I couldn't keep up with the internet scrolling, man.
No, dude.
It's
insane.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot. I don't mean to, make you blush or anything like that. But man, you've walked away with some fucking hardware. Can you tell us like a little bit about any of these? Which ones meant the most to you, and how'd they come about?
Man, I mean, I think it's just a cool thing to be recognized. I think we all want to be recognized, especially if you're bartenders. Every bartender is like megalomaniac. They want all the attention in the room, of course, But so I think it's great, especially when it's a legit competition. Then it just feels even better. There was a long time when I was bartending, because I've been bartending, like I said, I am OLD.
OLD.
By the way, he's not that old.
We'll make a chant.
He makes Derek and I look old.
Yeah, he does.
But I've been bartending for a long time, and been in the USPG for a bit, but I was kind of like anti-competition for a while. But then there was a point where my buddy Raul, who's our president of the USPG in Vegas here, he was like, you know what? Don't do it for them. Do it for yourself. Because every time you compete, you're put to a test. Every time you're going to get better at what you do because you're given certain parameters, like pressure makes a diamond. So he convinced me to start competing.
Yeah.
And while I don't think it's like the albeit of bartending, it's still a really cool thing and can hone your skills. It can, all the competitions can kind of like help you be better with the guest, and being a bartender, being better with the person in front of you is the utmost. Like, so any bartender, they don't have to be competing. If they're doing it with love and with passion and making that their guests experience amazing, that's like, they're freaking winning. They're like, that's one of the fucking most amazing things ever. Like, I truly feel like my profession and our profession is meaningful. Because we're there for like people's best part of their lives or worst part of their lives. Like it's people come to celebrate and commiserate. And like, it's a truly, for me, it feels, I feel a connection to people that I serve. And I think anyone that does that with feeling and heart and actually does that connection, I think it's a great thing. It's greater than winning competitions. And cause we all, like, I'm sure you guys know some amazing bartenders that aren't getting accolades like this, but that deserve them.
Mhm.
And I hope they are. They're getting accolades every night because they're making good money.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
one good thing about our profession. Like
Yeah.
when people are generous when they're buzzed and having a good time. So, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel fortunate also, like above from just like making a living at doing what you love and helping other people have a good time. It's cool. Like bartending's allowed me to go to like the competition in Bermuda. I didn't win when I was there, but I got to go to Bermuda and
Yeah.
compete, you
That's
know, like,
badass.
Hell yeah.
and we've done like charity things with the USBG, going to like Puerto Rico and you know, I've been to like San Francisco and takeovers and just kind of traveling all over, just bartending. I bartended in Sicily, which was cool, on Mount Etna,
Badass.
which was pretty
Dude,
amazing.
Holy crap. Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. As part of the accolades, I mean, I could say a lot of them, all of them mean something. It's really cool that I was able to, you know, do well, or at least do well enough to place or win. The Tony Abelgaman thing is a Paragon Award, and that one feels really good because it's a USBG, United States Bartenders Guild, and that was for our Las Vegas chapter. And so
Yeah.
Paragon means you're the epitome of what a bartender should be.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that hits hard, like, cause that's
Yeah.
all your boys and your brothers and sisters, you know,
Yeah.
like that are giving that to you. And that,
Yeah.
that felt amazing. And especially if you guys know Tony, I'm sure you guys will meet him eventually going around if you haven't already. He's just the most sweetheart of a guy. He's he invented the cable car, but more than that, he was the original mixologist
The
at
cocktail,
Bellagio.
the cable car.
Holy
Yeah.
No
crap.
shit.
Yeah, he's the
Dude.
guy. He's the
No
modern
way.
mixologist. He's written multiple books. He's the man, but he's just a sweetheart of a guy. Like
Yeah.
biggest Golden Knights fan ever.
Oh,
like he's
ah.
from Michigan.
Well, I might have to fight him for that title, but that's fine. Outside of that, he sounds like a great guy.
I want to hear
Or my
more about
buddy
that
Jim
cable
Jason.
car. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's-
Let's get it back to what we know.
What's the
Yes.
next name of your drink? Can Derek and I help you?
Ooh.
I would
Ooh.
like
Ooh.
something about the Bonch, because
The Bonch?
now, first of all, let
Is
me
that
just
in
ask you
between
guys
the
this.
butt crack or the
Yeah, yeah,
butthole
the balls and the butt
balls?
crack.
Oh,
that-
nice.
That
So-
it's just what
Some people
what-
call
I
it the
don't know that
grundle.
term.
Some people call it the grundle.
I've heard
Some
the
people
gooch.
call it
it's the taint, the
Taint.
gooch.
the gooch, the taint. Yeah,
Taint seems to be the most common one that I think I've come
I
across.
feel like
I've
mine
always called it
itches
the
a
Bonch.
lot. That one feels so good to itch. What if we named it like the itchy taint?
Yeah, or tainted love would be a good
Tainted
one.
love.
You
Oh
know,
my
that
god,
would-
dude! That's it. Tainted love.
And by the way, that can art could be incredible.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
dude!
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
perfect. That's the
Okay,
perfect
I'm gonna
place.
write it down because Derek is gesturing at me very
Dude,
hard
all
right,
right.
now.
Dude, that's perfect.
All right.
We need to get together, create a cocktail or something that's called the Tainted Love, and we'll do something pretty fun.
When I look at this award list, I don't trust anybody but you to make that fucking
Yeah.
cocktail. Okay.
Now I don't want to go
Oh.
anywhere else to have a cocktail made.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm a beer guy,
Like
but if I'm going to get a
Jesus.
cocktail, I'm going to Golden
Yeah,
Tiki now.
my
I'll tell you that
God,
much right
dude.
now.
But we have good beers too.
Well, that's
Nice.
and
Yeah.
that's another thing that
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier before we got on air. You talked about the fact that this shit used to be. I mean, Golden Tiki's come a long way, man, from a beer in the beer scene. They were an Anheuser-Busch primarily beer scene. So what did you do to localize?
Well, yeah. First thing, I looked at our contract and found out when it was going to go away. Because I mean, Anheuser-Busch and like their Nevada beverage now, they have some good beers now. They're like they've gotten into distributing other beers, and they're not like just owning them. They're distributing some good beers.
Yeah.
Like Love Lady is distributed by them, and like AleSmith now we can get in AleSmith from San Diego. We can get
Thank
in
God.
Vegas now,
Yeah.
like so. Which we're gonna add very soon. The Hazy Pale Ale, the Tony Gwynn.
Ooh,
They
yeah.
have
The
a new-
390 is it the 394?
Yes,
down with
that.
exactly, exactly. So, but yeah, it was definitely a struggle. Luckily, Brandon trusted me to give, to do what's right, essentially, and kind of trust my instincts. And for me, for a long time, I wanted to support Las Vegas breweries as much as I can, and craft breweries in general, the craft beer scene in general. I love it. I used to work for Brooklyn and speaking of which, I want to give a little shout out to some of those bigger regional breweries. Like you think of like Brooklyn, even though they're partnered with other breweries in Europe and stuff. But like think of like Sierra Nevada and even
Yes.
Fat Tire. Like like you think about those guys and like us as loving small breweries and wanting to support them. Some of us beer nerds kind of like eschew them a little bit. Kind of like, but think about it. They're holding it down. They're holding the flag down against the huge business of multinational corporations. So it's like 100%. I still want to give it out to them. So,
but you're right. I mean, you look at it when you're a beer snob, when you're trying to be a little snobbish, you see, the Sierra Nevada, you're kind of like, meh. Right. Because you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, they're still family owned. They're still family run. Still family fought over, which I think is all in their title.
Right.
And I think that's what people forget. Like, because you're seeing it everywhere doesn't make it like less, like don't be like, oh, I see it everywhere, I want to try something. Like, no, like you gotta, I mean, obviously it's there.
Give it up, man.
Like,
They've done well. They've done well.
It's like Stone, right? Stone is everywhere, but they're still independent.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah. And they will always stay independent.
Yep. But Adam, you got to tell us, where can people look you up? Where can people find out where to get your amazing cocktails, to like come see you at the bar? You got to tell us all the info so people know how to like see you and get to know you.
So my OnlyFans page is
perfect.
I'm already a subscriber, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you just lowered the price too. I think I got it for $2.99. So
we're slashing prices daily,
I love it. I love it.
I wear a cowboy hat sometimes.
And I have screenshots if anyone wants to get it for free.
No, Instagram is Tiki Rains.
I love it.
Like it falls, like it
Hell
pours.
Yeah. Make it rain, bitch.
And then For the Love of the Craft. It's a long one.
Okay.
But that's one is more about more tiki related. One is more cocktail related. They're both kind of the same, but
cool.
And then you can find me at the Golden Tiki. I'm there kind of all the time.
Cool.
And
I love it.
Yeah, and coming like I was saying earlier, we've fought hard for local beers, and we're pretty much 80% on draft local beer now.
Beautiful.
And I'm like super proud of it, and it's hard fought. And so come and support, especially drink our beers and get this happy hour there.
Yeah.
Every day, 7 days a week, 4 to 7, and it's $4 beers.
That's insane. That's insane.
Like,
you can't find that fucking anywhere.
I was at Bourbon and Biscuits and Bourbon earlier today.
Yeah.
I forget which way it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, great place, by the way. Their happy hour is $5 beers, so your happy hour is even better. Okay, Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. Top 3 favorite local beers. Not breweries.
Oh, God.
Favorite local beers.
Oh, shit. Man.
I don't want to make you pick a brewery because I know, that's sensitive, but what are your favorite 3 local beers?
All right. So what out of the local beers that I have on draft, one, I love the Honey Dip Stout from Abel Baker.
Oh, dude, that Honey Dip is fantastic.
You loved that the last time I went there.
I freaking love that one.
Yes, I love that. And then I'm kind of lying because we don't have that one anymore, but we do have, we're getting the Moons of Uranus back. That one's coming back, so I had to make room.
That sounds cool. I wonder
You
who's
like
that one
it.
is.
You only like it because you named it. Come on.
Yeah.
He didn't put it as number 1, though. He put it as number 2.
Fair enough.
Get it? Number 2. Oh, man.
Damn.
Look at that.
I'm playing checkers. You guys are playing chess over here. Damn.
3D chess. I just got it number 2 on my face, man. So yeah, I believe it or not, like another Abel Baker one. I love the mango Hefeweizen. It's not even my favorite style.
Okay.
Like the banana clove sometimes is too much. Like especially on like German hefts. Like it's that yeast is almost too much for me. But I like that one.
Okay.
And then we have the Craft House. They're one of the rotating sours. We have their grapefruit, which is like Berliner Weiss, has that little bit of hints of salinity. So it's almost like a salty dog. Like,
Oh,
yeah, good.
okay.
it
Yeah.
reminds me of that a little bit.
Cool.
That, and then the Craft House Pilsner, Czech Pilsner is, and I think I mentioned more than 3, but
Yeah.
that one is crisp and it still has that earthiness from those noble hops, that Saaz hops, but like doesn't jet out. Cause sometimes for me, some Pilsners, true Pilsners, those hops are just too earthy in a bad way on my palate.
Yeah.
On my palate.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's too many good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be, dude. I gotta say, if I had to pick my favorite beer out of any brewery here, I love.
I already
the
know you're
frickin' raspberry pepper beer at Mojave Brewing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
I knew he was going to say that. So I did have that when we were there last week, and it's good. And
dude.
anyone who listens to the show knows I'm pretty much just an IPA guy.
Yeah.
I've continued to try to expand my horizons, but the problem is, you know what it does? The fucking hops ruin your palate for everything else.
Yeah.
You can't fucking taste anything after you taste hops. So I'm just so fucking beholden to IPAs. Own me. They own me.
You get it?
But that beer that Mojave made was really good.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that it's the best in the city though. I wouldn't say that. I would still say one of my favorite beers in this city is Craft House Avo Toast. And that's actually surprising for me because I don't like malty beers, and it's a maltier. It's a red. I think it's an imperial red, but it's actually made with avocado plant, so it doesn't taste like avocado. But it
I gotta
uses.
ask Dave about that.
It's seasonal. So like it only comes out sometimes. And I told Wendy, you got to tell me when it comes out because it's so fucking good.
Yeah. Stuff.
Yeah.
But Adam, man, thank you a million times over for coming to the studio, like talking with us. I mean, this has been freaking awesome, dude.
Yes.
Like someone of your caliber to like just kind of hang out, shoot the shit about the beer and cocktails and stuff. I mean, it's insane.
And I can't believe you're not mixing us a drink tonight because boy, oh boy, I definitely don't need one, but I definitely want one.
Story of our lives.
Here we are. But you know what? Actually, you said something earlier about, but you said something about beer being the cocktail that's already mixed by brewers. I think that's a perfect thing. So, Adam, I'm going to steal that, and I'm just going to start using it myself. But anyway, so
just like beer, it's for everyone. It is. I truly believe it is already brewed by brewers and supernatural. Like the Sumerians and Phoenicians, like all thought there was like that. There's that supernatural portion, and it is supernatural. It's fucking natural as fuck. So it's amazing.
But thank you, Adam. Seriously, man, so much. This is like one of the most fun podcasts I think we've done since we've been doing it.
It's
This
been
is
a hell
great.
of a time, dude.
We talked about beer. We talked about fear. We talked about dicks and balls and
You know,
we talked about Uranus. Number 2, number 1. I mean, we hit the gamut.
And tikis, of course. Lots of tikis. So go to Golden Tiki. Pull your balls out. Adam will give you a free drink if you do that.
Yep.
no, please don't. Oh, I mean, as long as you keep your mask on,
There you
you'll
go.
be
Yeah.
all right.
Gotta keep the
Masks
mask
on, balls out.
Until the governor says so.
Sorry, ladies.
Well, I mean, if they're hairy enough, who knows? We can maybe put some more.
go.
But then, thank you, gentlemen, for letting me be on right in this like pivotal point in my life, where I can like merge junior high sensibilities and sense of humor with dad jokes.
Dude,
you guys have given
perfect.
Gotta
me
do
the
it.
perfect.
We
venue
give
for
an
that.
outlet to people. So
That's right.
that's what we
And
do.
we fully expect you to come back. We want some mixology here. We want to try your wizard sleeve, and we want to make sure that
I don't. I
we
mean,
want to
I
slurp.
usually
We
call
want to
mine
slurp
a-
it up.
we gotta slip it up. But Jesus. Oh man.
I hope
All
my
right.
mom doesn't listen to the show.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much again, man. And Stu, you gotta send us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing you.